In the early 2000s, the NBA saw one of the greatest teammate duos playing together that the game of basketball has ever seen. When Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant took the floor together for the Los Angeles Lakers, they were as close to unstoppable as it gets, winning 3 consecutive NBA championships in 2000, 2001, and 2002 seasons. At their peaks, they were each one of the 5 best players in the NBA, and about 5 years of that time, they played together. However, Shaq and Kobe had their fair share of drama and struggles. Their personalities didn't mesh for a lot of different reasons. For the last 2 decades, every team in the NBA has been searching for their star duo, the kind of star duo that can lead any team to championship glory like Shaq and Kobe did together. Fortunately for the Minnesota Timberwolves, they might have found a talented enough duo in Karl-Anthony Towns and Anthony Edwards. But unfortunately, the cat and ant duo might also have a similar level of combustibility. Are Karl-Anthony Towns and Anthony Edwards the new Shaq and Kobe both on and off the court? Well, first, let's start with how the two pairs came together. In the mid-1990s, the Los Angeles Lakers were a good but not great team looking to recapture the glory days of the Magic Johnson years in the 1980s. The 1996 NBA draft class would go on to be heralded as one of the best and deepest drafts in NBA history, and the Lakers took full advantage of it. They traded longtime starting center Vlade Divac to the Charlotte Hornets for the 13th pick, which they used on Kobe Bryant. And because they traded away their starting center, they looked to the prize of the 1996 free agent class to fill their big man void, Shaquille O'Neal. Shaq played for the first 4 years of his career in Orlando after being drafted first overall by the Magic in the 1992 NBA draft. Immediately after arriving to the league, he established himself as one of the best big men in basketball, making an All-NBA team in 3 of his first 4 seasons. Shaq came in and played at an all-star level right away with the Lakers, helping them get past the first round of the playoffs each of his first 2 seasons in Los Angeles. While the expectations for the 18-year-old Bryant weren't high immediately, he impressed off the bench in his first 2 seasons. People then started to dream of what a peak Shaq and Kobe combination could achieve together. For Karl-Anthony Towns and Anthony Edwards, they both entered the league as the number 1 overall pick, and both were selected by the Minnesota Timberwolves at the top of the draft.
The Minnesota Timberwolves select.
However, they were taken 5 years apart, with Towns being drafted in 2015 and Edwards being drafted in 2020. Edwards and Towns, both in their early years, proved they were capable of becoming star players. Towns won the Rookie of the Year award in the 2016 season, and Edwards scored almost 20 points per game. With both Edwards and Towns as starters, the Timberwolves as a team made the playoffs in 2022 for just the second time since 2005. Right off the bat, there are a few similarities between the Cat-Ant-Shaq-Kobe pairings, the first one being that they are a big man and a younger wing player paired together. Another is that the younger player in each case entered the NBA right as the older big was fully established as a star player. Anthony came into the league after Towns finished his 5th season, and Bryant came into the league after O'Neal finished his 4th season. They also both reached the playoffs together relatively quickly, as Shaq and Kobe made the playoffs in their first season together, while Cat and Edwards reached the playoffs in their 2nd season. However, one big thing that the Shaq and Kobe partnership is long remembered for is not just their success on the court, but their struggles to get along off of it. Part of what kept Shaq and Kobe from being best friends was their physical statures, and how that affected each of their mindsets as NBA stars. Shaquille O'Neal was a rare athlete with unfathomable physical gifts. Never before in the NBA had we seen someone at his size, close to 7 feet tall and weighing around 300 pounds, who could move the way that Shaq could. His physical dominance was a staple of his game and had been something he has always had since he was playing in high school and in college. While some players need to adapt their games once they reach the NBA level, Shaq didn't have to. He got better, of course, but he was still the dominant inside force that he had always been. For that reason, he didn't have the kind of non-stop work ethic that many other NBA stars have. Kobe Bryant was one of those kinds of stars with an unmeasurable work ethic. The tales of Kobe's individual workouts are now stories of basketball lore. He was well known for always being the hardest working person on the team in regards to molding his game and putting in more time than anyone else at trying to make his game better. Kobe was a highly regarded prospect in his own right, but had to work extremely hard to successfully make the jump from amateur basketball to the NBA. Even during their 3 consecutive NBA championships from 2000 to 2002, Kobe viewed Shaq's laziness as something that held the Lakers back from being even better than they were. It drove Kobe to the point of almost being traded away from the Lakers in the mid-2000s, before the Lakers eventually ended their run as teammates in the summer of 2004 when the Lakers traded away the 31-year-old O'Neal to the Miami Heat. Siding with the 25-year-old Bryant made the most sense for the Lakers, and Kobe eventually would go on to win 2 more championships in Los Angeles. But Shaq would grab one of his own alongside Dwayne Wade in Miami during the 2006 season. With all of that being said, the fact that Shaq and Kobe didn't quite get along always leaves a big what if in basketball fans' minds. Now that brings us back to Towns and Anthony. On the court, the comparisons are similar, but is there already tension building off the court between Minnesota superstar and budding star? Well, Towns told the media this past week that he thinks Edwards could be doing a better job of taking care of his body, even name-dropping the popular fast food chicken chain Popeyes.
Teaching him how to take care of his body, diet and everything, so that'll be on me. I know y'all think it's funny up here when he talks about Popeyes and all that shit, that doesn't make me happy to hear. We're high-level athletes,
So things might not all be sunshine in Minnesota, but here's why the dynamic is so interesting. There are obvious parallels to Shaq and Kobe's relationship, except Cat is the one thinking more like Bryant in this scenario, and Edwards is more like Shaq. Towns was a great high school and college basketball player, but wanted to change his game at the NBA level to be the ideal modern big man. He worked hard to cultivate his game to where he could be a legitimate three-point threat, and it has paid off. Towns' career three-point percentage is close to 40%, almost unheard of for a player his size. That only comes through working hard on your shot and perfecting it, so you can utilize it as a weapon in games. Edwards, however, is a little more like Shaq in this situation due to his physical gifts. While Ant is not 7 feet and 300 pounds like Shaq, he is one of the most gifted and complete athletes the NBA has seen in a young player in a while. Size, speed, strength, leaping ability, all in an NBA-ready frame at the age of 19. He has shown he's special. In fact, Edwards' better sport as a kid might have been football. In his youth, he was an exceptional football player at both running back and quarterback, while also playing on defense for his teams. His physical gifts have always made him an asset in basketball as well, and that helped him transition into NBA life quickly as a younger player. Cat is the one working hard to get better and lead the team, while Edwards leans on his physical gifts because even at this level, they still make him one of the best players on the court on a nightly basis. As of now, we are still yet to know how Karl-Anthony Towns and Anthony Edwards' relationship as Timberwolves teammates pans out. It's just the 3rd season of them being paired together in Minnesota, so things may turn out beautifully for everyone in the end. For the Lakers, Shaq and Kobe played 8 seasons together but didn't win their first championship until their 4th season. Does that mean a title could be on the horizon for the Wolves? Or will things unravel quickly for the NBA's next Shaq and Kobe duo? Let us know in the comments what you think, and make sure to leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next one.